Today is April 16th. The Yankees do not win the series, but they do not lose the series. They do salvage the series, split it 2-2, win the last two. Let's talk about it. Let's talk Yanks.
Recaps galore, weekly awards, stat lines, theme, and hot takes. Get your Yankees news from these two fine dudes. It's time for Talkin' Yanks. Talkin' Yanks with old John Boy and Jake. Talkin' Yanks with old John Boy and Jake.
Hello and welcome to Talkin' Yanks, presented to you by SeatGeek. My name is Jimmy. My co-host Jake is here with me. Parts of him, BBD, producer, is here. It's brought to you by SeatGeek, code Yanks. Now, I do want to give just a warning right away. Jake sounds like he swallowed and is in the process of regurgitating gravel, and it's not a joke, and that's what his voice sounds like. And here he is. How you doing, Jake?
If this is your first Yankees episode, I am so sorry. I've lost my voice. It's a nightmare, and I'm going to have no voice for the next week or so because we have a big warehouse event coming up. So the only way I can really get a voice out is I do the manager from Major League. So I might have to talk like this the whole episode. So, yeah, life is pain. Excited to be here, Jim.
Glad it's a 4-burn episode. Just crazy that's the voice. But yeah,
How are
there's
you? How are you, Jim?
I'm doing well. I was really sick yesterday. This morning, just like allergies, like a quick cold. Like I was at the game Friday night, and on the way home, I was like, Katie, I think I'm really sick. I'm sorry. Like I think I'm gonna be a baby tonight and tomorrow. I have the chills like crazy. So I had a bit of a cold, and then today I woke up and I was not feeling great. And then I just literally mentally said, I'm not sick. And I've been acting like that all day, and it's halfway working. It's going to crash and burn soon. But I am excited about the Yankees and the way they finish the series. And the stat that I love the most right now is that they are 8-8. They have 8 wins in 8 games where they faced losing the series. And you brought that up last episode or a couple episodes ago when they were 6 for 6 or whatever. And Kay brought it up before this game started or during the game. That's a cool stat when you win series, right? Now, they didn't win this series. It's a 4-game set. They should have won it, in my opinion. Maybe the Twins think they should have won it their way. But at least we are still undefeated on record day. We have left. Every team that has come to play the Yankees has left, or the Yankees have left on a loss. So when the teams wave goodbye to the Yankees are waving as the most recent victor. And that's a good feeling.
Jim, we've told people, and people that have been with us for now 6 years and know that this isn't my real voice, know that record day wins are special. It changes the whole episode because it just happened, and it's baseball.
Yeah.
So, it's huge.
And this game today was Cole kind of knew what was going on because with the injury stuff and the roster, man, and the bullpen, it's scary. If they were not winning, it would be very spooky.
Yes.
What's going on right now? What'd you say?
Yes, dude. They're walking a tightrope act.
So
and it's working. But it's scary.
We have a lot of things we want to talk about with Boone, and we just want to talk about, and like our group chat was texting about, and I'm like, we can get lost in a rabbit hole about tons of things. Like we could make this injury report an hour long, I think, just on like, what does this mean? And how are they going to play this? And how are they going to play that? And then you have the Herman stuff and just some other decisions. And we have Boone coming on in 2 days. So if we don't get into everything on this episode, and we don't deep dive into all the kind of extras, there's a lot that we could. So we're going to try and keep it tidy because also Jake doesn't have a voice.
I can't talk.
I got a family barbecue going on upstairs. And we're going to recap the 4 games, probably the last 3, if we're being honest, and give out our awards and stuff. So we'll get to it in future eps, and especially with Boone. What we do need to do is a tidy injury report.
Dude, there's a lot going on. It's like hard to keep up with. It was like the first time I needed like injury notes.
It is, man. It's a lot to keep up with. So I'll try my best to run through the gamut and then feed you some quick reactionary audio bites so you can not keep talking
What do
like
you
that.
mean?
You got Burns coming up. We got to save you a little bit. The bad news is Giancarlo Stanton goes on the IL.
Yeah.
They sent him on the IL before even sending him for the MRI. He hit that double, which everyone thought was a home run. K got big time on it, but so did like everyone. Boone said he was celebrating it and then realized he needed to pinch run Stanton. And they showed G when he got to second, he did the little like Jack Black School of Rock, let's rock running finger steps. He was like, yo, need someone. So he came up with a hamstring after that. But K was hammering 39% of his time in pinstripes has been on the IL.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's going to be a lingering one. We've dealt with this a lot with Stan. Really, really bummer. It's not a shocker. It's just a bummer because he was hitting the ball so hard. And him, Rizzo, and Judge were all hitting the ball so hard. And I was like, man, this is the longest I think we've had the three of these all going. Something was bound to happen, and Stan goes down. So I'll just lay out the whole scenario. Donaldson's coming up back on Wednesday.
Right.
The Yankees have off day Monday. They have a game Tuesday. So they called up Oswaldo Peraza to replace Stanton. But Boone said on MLB Network or whatever radio station that is with Duquette, I believe, that Oswaldo is going to go back down when Oswald, sorry, he's going to go back. Peraza is going to go back down when Donaldson is off the IL. Rookies only have 5 options. You can only send the guy up and down, make him ride the bus 5 times. So now they've used one of them for nothing, which is not like the Yankees. And I don't know what that means for Peraza. Like, do they not care about this kid? Or do they really think, whatever, we had to burn one for... You didn't have to bring him up.
Right.
So it's really odd why they did that, why they burned that option, unless he somehow does stay up and things change.
I don't think he stays up. I think they're gonna do he's gonna go back down. I don't think they're gonna play him at all. And oh my God, what just happened in your room? You just look horrified. Are you okay?
That looks mortifying.
Jimmy? What are you watching? What are you swinging at?
Swinging at something.
Oh my God.
What's happening?
On the audio only.
You guys got to check out the YouTube on
This is
this
my
app.
voice.
This is Jake's voice.
Jimmy just left the room chasing a bug or a dragon or something. I have no voice.
Could be a bird.
He's still out of the room.
Like there was...
We're live. He's back. He's caught something.
Oh, that's a...
Oh my God.
It looks like a big old baby. Holding by the wing if you're audio only. That's a big guy.
That's the biggest bee I've ever seen.
Jimmy, are we okay?
Dude, this thing's the size of my nose.
Where'd that come from?
That's so big.
Dude, I don't know. And if there's more of them, I'm fucking
We're out.
terrified.
I mean, big series. And to have this going on. Jimmy's now looking for more bees.
Should we bring it back to Yanks?
Okay?
I'm okay. I don't know where it came from, and that's the biggest bee I've ever seen.
Stan being hurt makes you have some thought processes that you don't want to have about Stan, because that 39% is a big number, and we love Stan, and he's performed when he's out there. But man, yeah, it puts things in perspective that you're just like, damn, man, this guy's gonna get hurt every year. So that stunk. And then Peraza, I think they don't want to play him and just send him back down, because I think the Yankees are scared of, like, if Peraza has a 4-for-4 day in his one start, that fans are like, ooh, more Peraza. So I don't think we see him.
The old call up Andujar effect. But yeah, I don't think they should start Peraza either. But then it's like, why'd you burn?
They like had other options, and this will be the bulk of it, I think what we talked to Booney about on Tuesday. But like, they could have, like, Donaldson doesn't necessarily need a rehab stint before coming back. They could have kept us in the dark on Stanton one more day, like they kind of always do, and just waited.
Right, like they didn't use the bench today, and you could have not used. Yeah, you're exactly right, Beauty. Like this didn't. It's very odd. I don't know how much that's worth asking about, because they could just be like, "Well, we're just being safe," but
yeah, it's just not the way the Yankees have done things the last 6 years.
We're walking a tightrope with Peraza that we don't know if the Yankees love him or hate him, and this is a clue, and we don't know what that means yet. Like, they burnt his option for the year too, so like, does that mean they were going to call him up? They are planning on calling him up anyways this year, so they burnt the initial one, or do they not worry about his options anymore, which means you care about him? I don't know.
Yeah. It's part of it is like, is he getting the Clint treatment? Like, what is this? Do they not like this kid?
I just got a missed call from Joe's McFly. Should I mean, we've already been derailed pretty hard.
Okay, we tried to say we'll keep this one straight, but answer the Joe's call.
Okay.
And I'll keep us going a little bit.
If they needed a move that wasn't, they had other options.
Congratulations on hitting puberty. Put down the Newports, Pop. See you later.
I mean, yeah.
I deserve that. That.
Yeah. The other thing is the roster's just super funky, man.
Yes.
And then this is the conversation we need to have on a midweek episode. But like, what are they doing? At what point can I tell Booney, like, what are you guys doing with this bench? Like, what are you doing? You have nothing that you like.
Franchi.
He's not a bench player right now.
Right. But
and they like Franchi, and that's fair. He's earned that. But like, other than that, they have, like, I mean, Hicks, talk about him later, maybe not even worth it at this point.
Yikes.
IKF has one hit and a shaky glove. The catcher, sure, that's a situation. And then like Willie Calhoun, you don't have a bench.
We know how the Yankees treat April. And if you're going to have these kind of guys on the roster, you're setting yourself up for a tricky situation. Like, one of these guys should be on the roster. Not all of them. Like, it should have been Franchi, and he's starting to hit, and you're like, okay, I like this. The Yankees did something good. Instead, it's like, what? Willie Calhoun doesn't really have a position. And his hitting numbers the past 5 years ain't been great. IKF we've talked about a lot, and Hicks, I mean, it's hitting a sad, rude way to treat veterans part, like with him.
But there's no like pizzazz or scare off the bench. Like they have no one that's going to come in, and even like Tilo, and be like, all right, he's going to grab us some bases. That's his role. They have no one like maybe I don't know, Edwin or Matt Carpenter at that points last year, like when they initially got him, like here's some lefty thump. Like they have nothing. Their bench right now is just like a dark closet that they're hiding people in.
The guys on your bench should have a skill set. Like, oh, this guy's nasty defensively, but he's not a good hitter. That's why he doesn't start. Or like, hey, this guy mashes lefty pitching. So when a lefty comes in, you put him in. None of the guys have like a skill.
Have a main skill.
Yeah, they don't have like a 1 out of 5.
Like best we've got is like IKF as a pinch runner. They haven't used him as that, and he's not. I mean, a Tilo kind of runner. Out
more than
he's not a Tilo runner. That's just the best we've got with this group.
I mean, I serious question: would you pinch run IKF for Rizzo?
Not to steal a base, like to score first to home on a double, yes.
Yes, yeah.
Rizzo
okay.
hits a double, and you need it to, and he'd be the go-ahead run, and then
It would need to be the 8th or 9th inning then.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I could talk about this for a while. If you want to just go to like the Yankees baseball reference page and sort by plate appearances, and you're just gonna be like, what are we doing?
I hope there's a point.
If they're not playing them right, then make them have something off the bench that helps you.
Yeah. I hope there's a point this season that we look back and we're like, whoa. Like these guys were starting regularly. Like again, Franchi seems neat. I get it. Exit velo. Career MLB numbers aren't that bad. But like you can't have this. And I think it's part of you can do this in April. Let's find out. But no, man. Like if we
Well, you know what? Last year they were starters and we were talking about them. At least we've moved a little bit down the right path.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say they're an injury from one of these big guys away from like being super exposed, and we just got Stan, which doesn't hurt as much because DH, but it's still a bummer. Donaldson's coming back. I don't know if that helps or hurts. We'll see what he's looking like. I don't like that they're gonna throw him back in the 5 hole because I've loved the lineup with Gleyber in the 5 hole, or even DJ in 5 and Volpe leading off today. Like my top 3 lineups, I don't think include Donaldson in the 5 hole, but I think Wednesday he's just going to be back there, and I don't like that. So
yeah,
that's kind of the groundskeeping of it all.
We should. I'd love to know from Boone, like, God, like, you have a nice built-in excuse. Like, Josh is working his way back. Let's bat him down in the lineup. Like, it doesn't have to be like you're demoting a veteran player because the Yankees hate that for whatever reason. But, yeah, man, I need our guys in those top 5 slots.
I agree. It looks like I killed a northern giant hornet.
Okay. Are those common in Jersey?
That's what I looked up.
And hornets are typically really
Vancouver
mean,
Island.
too.
Maybe not. It looks like it though.
Should I talk in this voice instead? A hopeful boy?
Murder hornet, maybe? That's a terrible name.
Yeah, I hope you don't have.
Oh, remember when those were coming?
Ugh, dude, what was that? If another one pops out, I don't know where it came from. Does that mean there's a nest in my basement ceiling?
It doesn't mean that, but
it means it's likely.
Could just be.
Someone said that was a yellow jacket, wasn't a bee. I don't know what any of this means.
Are those different? True question.
They're all the same.
They're all bees.
I don't know. All right. Let's get into the burns, which are brought to you by a new sponsor with us, Roan. And they are helping guys out with a very thing that I hate, which is being comfortable on the commute. So if I got to go to like Easter last week and I got to dress kind of nice for it, if it's a 45-minute hour drive to my aunt's house, I'm wearing other clothes in the car. And then when we park the car, then I'm putting on my like dressy shirts, or like, okay, I'm taking off my shorts and putting on my pants. I'm not getting dressed nicely and then doing the commute because I hate being uncomfortable. And that's exactly what they're solving, Jake. They have a commuter collection, the most comfortable, breathable, and flexible set of products known to man. Own helps you get ready for any occasion with the commuter collection, which offers the most comfortable pants. They have 4-way stretch fabrics. They provide breathability and flexibility, leaves you free to enjoy what life throws your way. Feel confident without the hassle. Also, wrinkle release technology. Interesting. Wrinkles disappear as you stretch and wear the products. That's unbelievable. Head to Rhone, RHONE.com/Yanks. Use promo code Yanks to save 20% off your entire order. That's 20% off your entire order when you head to RHONE.com/Yanks and use code Yanks. I mean, game 1 burn, and then we just like DJ scratch it and Fuck right on to game 2.
I thought about just starting with game 2 and doing that as a game 1 burn, but I got a little bit.
Okay, here we go.
The Twins come to the Boogie Down Bronx for 4 and the score most runs against the Yankees in the first inning in 23 years. Rizzo rakes 2 homers for him. Brito, Brewer, Hamilton, Cordero, Cy KF. Yanks lose 11-2 final.
All right. Yeah, this game stunk.
Stunk.
Mostly because of all the runs Brito
Instant
allowed.
loss. Instant loss.
Immediately.
I mean, historic. Like, historic.
Interested to see how he responds, right?
Yeah.
And if he was tipping, I don't know. Some people sent in videos saying that it was this or that, but I looked at it and I don't think it was this or that. Like they had examples where he was doing it. Like, well, he did it on the fastball there. I'm like, well, but they didn't swing and miss at a fastball, but his fastball was just like in the zone and flat. Because they were swinging and missing at the other pitches.
Right.
Usually you have a selection of pitches you don't chase if you have a tip,
And I mean, they hit Brewer right after that. You're like, holy crap. So it's probably a little bit of combo. They might have had something or a little something, but they were also just hitting everything.
Oh, I wonder if it was a catcher tip
Okay.
in the first. Sometimes catchers will. No, but they're using PitchCom, right? So I guess not.
Yeah. I mean, technically you could still tip a pitch that way. Like, I don't know if a catcher did something every time after they call fastball, if they pop their mitt or something, like there's ways catchers can tip pitches.
Yeah. Someone in the chat told me to check my walls, which I think I have to do.
Oh, God. That stinks. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Does stink. Just like this game. But Rizzo hit a home run because he's hot.
2.
But most importantly, the one at the end of the game. Make it 11-2.
Yeah. I mean, genuinely, with how bad the start that is, like, it's one of the most unnoticed 2-homer Yankee games ever. Ever.
Ever. I mean, I didn't watch the bottom of the 9th.
Why is that?
They were losing by a lot. I don't think I watched IKF pitch either.
Hey.
I think I went to sleep.
Good for the pitch clock. Because, man, otherwise that game can go, 4 hours. So I like that.
Yeah. All right. And enough with that game.
Enough of that game.
Boo. I mean, that game was 2 hours and 20 minutes.
I think so, dude.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at
Shout
it.
out
Official
pitch
time.
clock on that one.
Wow.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. I mean, the Yankees won the 4 through 9. They won the game.
Ooh, okay. Momentum in the game, too.
Hell yeah.
I think I might have found a good talking lane, like this voice.
Okay.
Okay. Game 2.
Game 2. Let's burn it.
This land, nope. This land is your land. This land is VAR land as Louis takes the pill for Minnesota as Nestor would try to clean up the mess from yesterday's burrito. Bottom 1, Vamo Volpe, leadoff homer for Yankees and his career. Jealous Judge, mad at the spotlight being taken. He homers too. 2 batters, 2-0 Yanks. It'd stay that way until the 6th. Nestor was nasty. But mama, there's the bad man. Correa homer, 2-1. But it's time to hit the music, Giancarlo. Te quiero. Bullet homers. It's 3-1. We're having fun, aren't we? Oh no. Vampire loss as Garlic gets the Yanks, and then Correa continues to suck our blood. Yanks lose 4-3 for what?
I don't know, man. Your voice sounds pretty bad.
It sounds as bad as it's ever sounded.
Does it hurt you physically? It does. It sounds like you shouldn't be doing this.
Yes and
a little
no.
bit.
Yes and no. I mean, I thought about bailing, but I don't know. My body feels good. It's just my
Might have
heart.
to bail on something tomorrow.
We'll see.
know.
I'll be better. It always gets better.
Before the storm. I was at this game. Me and Katie had a little date night.
Nice.
First time in a while. I was at this game. 2 hours, 11 minutes long. Beautiful weather. Yanks are up 2-0. You win big on your bet.
Yeah.
And then the big decision, which I think everyone is the talking point, which is having Holmes pitch the 8th instead of the 9th to get the 9-hole hitter and then Buxton and Correa. And it just completely doesn't work. So one, we were told by Boone this was what he was going to do, that he wasn't going to use like a typical closer lane, and that he was going to do this. And then he does it. I saw a lot of people saying they love the concept of it.
Right.
Concept of it is okay. What do you got on that?
Well,
It doesn't work out.
There's the concept of it, and then there's execution, right? Like, in a way, we've asked for this. You know, having a 9th inning only closer can be restricting to your team. We saw it with Chapman, while these other bullpens had a little more versatility, right? So if it worked, what would we be saying? Like, we like it. He attacked the situation with Holmes, right? But it didn't. And so I think we're uneasy about it.
I'm uneasy about Holmes. I don't think
fair.
he's top dog.
That's fair.
Like, that's where I'm kind of was confused last year when they were like, yep, he's our closer. He's got the spot no matter what. And I felt like they rushed into that. And when the bullpen is fully healthy, like if the Weisiger's back, if Canley's back, if Wandy's still pitching really well,
Yeah.
if Kinger returns to form, Clay's not the best of that group in any situation at any time. If Clay's rolling,
Right.
and like throwing strikes, but even last episode when he got the save to win the series against the Phillies, was that the last one? Who was it?
Wednesday. Not the Phillies. They just
No,
played the Guardians.
Guardians. I mean, it was a shaky ending of the game, and he had to go to the slider 3 times, which is cool that he was able to do that and had the second pitch, but it's also not what you want.
Right.
I don't know. This Clay's making me run into like just closer theories. Like, can you have 2 pitches that move that much and be consistent?
Right.
Because every time I think of a good closer, it's a fastball and 1 pitch that moves. With Clay, he's got 2 pitches that move like 20 inches. I'm like, it seems like that's a tough thing to do consistently, is to always have those on.
Yeah.
You know, where
It's tough because you don't, like, in that situation, you're penalizing Clay for having such a good sinker. Like, in theory, that shouldn't be the problem. But I don't know. I think it all comes back to that pitch because, like, that's what made him dominant. And, yeah, if he can't throw it for a strike or, you know, that slider works best to get them off the scent, because we've seen lefties go with that sinker because it runs towards the fat part of the bat. So you need some sort of balance. But, yeah, I mean, I'm kind of with you. Like, when Clay is nasty, run it. But, I mean, right now, if you had to, you know, if I needed someone to pitch to get my voice back, I'd pick King or Wandy out of the pen before Clay easily.
Yeah. So It was like, when Chapman was looking great in his final years, we were like, yeah, use him in the best lane ever. And now it's like they're doing that, but it's like, well, wait, hold up. This guy's not the same.
It would be cool if he is that, but right now we probably shouldn't be treating him like he is that.
Yeah. Okay. That's how I felt about it.
I think that's
like
fair.
I like using your best spot, best guy in the best lane. I just don't know if he's right now, hands down, the best guy.
I mean,
I think Wandy's been better this season.
Wandy hasn't given up a run yet. And he just makes everything look very easy. I know he's a character of all characters, but like he's been lights out.
Yeah, when I go to games, I like watching the stuff they don't usually show you on TV. And when Wandy was on the mound and they got the last out of the inning and all the guys are running in, he just stands at the top step and just slaps them on their ass so hard. I was telling Katie, I was like, watch, like, that he does something silly here. And Judge was one of the last ones. Like, is he going to do it to Judge? Like, does he like,
Right.
he's the captain, top dog,
Right.
whatever. Is he going to go a little lighter? No, same big old glove slap on the ass. It's like a little too big,
Oh,
not,
really?
not, yeah,
like
hard.
Like don't do that to Judgy.
No, I think you do it to everyone, but it's
Okay.
like, most everyone else that does that does it 2 notches lower
Gotcha.
in firmness.
Firmness.
Yeah. Volpe leadoff hits his first homer in this game. Maybe that gets talked about later in the show.
Yeah.
But that was cool. They go back to back.
Yeah.
You think like this is something.
There's just, it's a scary moment when you're like, okay, we've been walking this tightrope act a little bit of like, juggling the bullpen, juggling injuries, winning games we need to not lose a series. And then you're like, oh crap, like the Yankees really tried to win this game and they did everything to win. And now you've got 2 weekend games to either like have a sad ep or not. And good news is kind of no.
Game 3?
Game 3.
Are you going to be okay to do this?
Domingo on Sabato. Herman would take on the Twins while the offense was hoping to pop some Molly to get Big Tyler sweating bottom 2. I'm sicker than you average. I love it when you call me Hig Papa. 2-run homer for the Higster. HR Tony Rizzo. That's the anthem. Get your damn hands up. DJ 26 spins an RBI signal. It's 4-0 Yanks through 5. Domingo was dealing perfect through 5. His final line, 6.1, 1 earned runs, 11 Ks. What a performance. Stanton almost hits the music, but he hits the wall. 2-run double, pulls up lame. Only low light from this one as the Yankees, Herman to King. Nice. Yanks win. 6-1 final.
My goodness, man.
Like, do I go see a doctor? What do they say?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Your voice is terrible. Good burn, though.
Thank you.
Good game.
It's a good game.
A lot of drama in this game.
Yeah, man.
Weird drama. A lot of people saying that I won't do a breakdown on it because I never say anything bad about the Yankees.
Right.
So I said, listen to this show where I talk about them all the time.
Where I express my opinion on the Yankees. Yeah.
Hey,
Rocco.
needed this from Herman, right? I mean, what an outing. He looked awesome.
Big time. Big time. I mean, this was his 3rd start. And with what Clark's been doing and what Herman had done, this was massive. Massive.
As far as the lineup for this one, DJ comes back and Volpe goes back to the 9 hole. And I was wondering if, after the 2 good job times in the leadoff, if they were going to throw him way back there. And they did,
Right.
and that's fine. The hits were spread out for the Yanks. I think there was No one had 2 hits, and Volpe had 2 walks as
Yeah.
well as Judge. I think that's his first time having Volpe getting on base 3 times in a game.
Yeah. And he, 3 steals? Yep.
Dude, that's crazy. I don't know. What did you think about Kinger? 2.2 from King. He throws 38 pitches, 2 strikeouts, 2 hits. I think when he first came out, it looked a little shaky, and then he settled in.
Yeah, he technically gives up Domingo's run, and the inherited runner scores. But, I mean, hey, they gave him the pill, and they said, go finish the game. And he did. And, like...
Oh, it was the double play that helped him out a ton when in his first inning. I was a hot shot right at Gleyber, who turned and got it to Volpe to turn it. Yep. That was a nice double play to end that inning.
Kepler hit that.
Yeah. And then ground out to him, line out, strikeout, looking at it here, because then it did settle down a little bit.
Yeah, 8-9, 6 up, 6 down.
And he went through the Correa, Buxton, Larnach. Larnack. Bad name. Every time I see that, I'm like, that's such a bad name. Larnack.
Awful last name.
Yeah. It reminds me of the pie eating competition in Stand By Me. Was his name Lardmouth?
I don't know. I'd ask you.
I think his name's Lardbud or Lardmouth.
It's an ugly name.
Yeah.
I sound like I should be named Trevor Larnack right now.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lardass. It was worse than everything I said. It was Lardass was his name.
Higgy.
Yankees need this win. Herman, do you want to talk about Rosin stuff now, or are we saving it for awards? We can do it now, unless you want to save it for an award.
I'd run it.
I'm going to make the breakdown on it. It's kind of boring because all the 2 managers and the umpire came out and said exactly what happened. And Domingo Herman uses rosin, but he doesn't use the rosin on the mound because the pitch clock and stuff now. He uses a rosin bag that's in the dugout. So when he left the mound, the umpire said, touched his hand and felt like the stickiness. And there is a point where the sweat and rosin can get too tacky and the umpire can say, like, that's too much. I believe it's up to the ump's discretion.
Okay.
So the ump touches his hand and he immediately says, you using rosin? And Domingo says, yeah. And he says, all right, you need to wipe that off before you come back on. Like, it's a little too much, like, start fresh the next inning. Use the rosin on the mound. Let's not keep compounding on your hand, basically was the message. So he goes and washes his hands, but then he hits the rosin in the dugout before he takes the field because that's his routine. Right. And the umpire's like, I told you to wash it off. And the umpire's report says there was still, like, some on his pinky of, like, excess. So not the best hand washing job. And he explains with the interpreter and Boone, like, he hits it on there. Like, he uses the rosin on the dugout before he goes out, not in between pitches. And then they kind of take that into account. And then they say, all right, well, the rest of the game, you have to use it on the mound, not in there.
You lost a privilege.
Yeah. Because they showed him after, like, the 6th inning coming out and showing his hands, and the umpire said, perfect. And they laughed about it, like, good job. They used the rosin on the mound. But from Rocco Baldelli's side of things,
right,
the way he is watching and hearing it is that the umpire said, clean your hands, and he didn't clean his hands, and he thinks it should be black and white. You're gone. You were told to do something.
Right.
You did not comply. You should not be allowed to take the mound anymore. Like, in Rocco Baldelli's mind, and it was a very thought out post game by him. He was saying the umpire deemed he had a little too much rosin on his hands and didn't like it. Told him to wash it off. He didn't wash it off. That should mean he can't pitch anymore and he's ejected.
God.
But it is up to the ump's discretion. So The umps and everyone said it was rosin, which is
Right.
legal, but it could be a lot of rosin. The one thing is, you know, his curveball was down on the RPM and the numbers on the spin rate. I saw some people using these numbers and they're like, don't know what the numbers mean, I guess. Cause there was like 34 RPM, which
Right.
is nothing.
Yeah.
Like nothing. Be like comparing.
That's not statistically significant.
Yes, you would. It's not enough. And then they were like, his sinker RPM went up on his sinker, and it's like, well, that's a pitch where you want very little RPM. You don't want a lot of spin rate on a sinker. You want a little bit. That's why, you know, when Mike King was asked about pine tar, he's like, well, I throw a two seam,
Right.
so I've never had to use it because it wouldn't help me. Basically, Domingo's got to learn to wash his hands better.
Yeah, there's a lot of gray area, right? Like, okay, the umpire has to decide what's too much rosin, so we cross that bridge. And now, how you counter Rocco's case? You'd be like, well, you know, to be black and white when we're talking washing hands is tough.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, Domingo wasn't better at washing his hands. I don't know. I mean, it's a lot of people were hunting the click because people love sticky stuff. People love the Yankees. And yeah, people were posting like 34 RPMs down and like just a big down arrow. And it's like, well, that's not how this works. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's tough. That's like
saying the weather dropped from 87 to 86 degrees.
Right. So now it's cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, it's tough that it pairs with a 6.1 11 strikeout game.
Boy, it was perfect.
I know.
Start a perfect game.
I know. So,
but yeah, he did have good control.
I mean, to strike out 11 with 78 pitches is pretty near impossible. Like, you got to be in control, and he was.
Yeah. Someone in the chat just asked, well, like they said, just wondering what is significant.
Right.
If you want to look at that stuff. And you can pull up some. It's like 15 or like 150 maybe.
Yeah, I was going to say 200 off the top of my head. I think each pitch
About where I was.
fluctuates a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think once you get to like 200 RPM, it's like, oh,
He jumped.
that
or
changes
not.
the pitch.
Yeah, probably 200. Yeah. Like a 1400 to like a 1600. That'd be a huge jump
Yeah.
for a fastball. Other pitches are different. Like in this game, Cole's slider was up 48 and his knuckle curve was up 69. His fastball was up 14. Like none of those are anything.
And guess what? It seemed like a day where Gerrit Cole had his good stuff. So maybe it slightly ticked up, but nothing.
It's within the normal
Yeah.
range, standard deviation.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, Cole said like his command, when your command's good, it's going right where you want it. Probably got a tighter spin to it.
I like that theory. Sure.
Sure. All right. Anything else about game 3? There's a very simple one. I like these simple ones that we're having in wins where one pitcher, one reliever.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Game 4 gets even easier.
Boone's quote. It was basically wash your hands. It's a good abbreviation.
It's a lot of weird nuance to it. Everyone was super open in their post game, which was good. Yeah. All right, game 4.
Game 4.
Yanks, they can't lose the series. It's not allowed.
We don't lose series. Former Yankee great Pablo Lopez takes on the Pinstripes versus Gerrit J. Cole as he try to work out a series split with Minnie. Bottom 3, the Machine. DJ, RBI single. Bottom 6, hey DJ, spin that back. A Sunday afternoon on the porch, and it's 2-0 Bombers. And man, the Twins must have been naughty because it was all Cole. Complete game shutout for the Yankee ace. 9 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 2 hits, 10 Ks. The stakes, yeah, high. He enjoys them. Yanks win the final 2 games to split the series as they take the last game 2-0 final. Let's go, Yanks.
Go, Yankees, go.
GYG.
I enjoy them.
A lot of the stuff from this game, I think, is going to straight up be talked about in awards. So let's just skip right to awards, which are brought to you by DraftKings. And oh my God, listen, screw whatever read they want me to say. I made with my micro betting, I made good money on the Yanks in game 3 because I was sitting on the couch, kind of sick, like I told you already, and I was actively placing bets. And I texted them to you, Jake.
Yeah.
Jake, you tipped me off to the bet that you won in game 2.
Which
is a great one. You just bet Yankees to win by 2 runs or more,
right,
plus 1.5. And if they take a 2-0 lead early in the game, you cash out. You cash out decent money
because you get good odds on it. So I don't know, we might be revolutionizing gambling.
Honestly, I was doing this with Katie, and I ordered us lunch, and I was like, Katie, I just won back lunch. Pretty easy.
Bad. That's not bad.
Yeah. I bet that I bet $100 that they were going to win by 2 runs. They went up 2-0 in the second inning or whatever it was. I cashed out $40. That's a winner.
It's free money.
This was on the DraftKings sports book. I bet that they would score the 3rd run of the game. They did that. And I bet that Stan would have an RBI, and he did that. And then he got hurt, so maybe I jinxed him. So It was easy, and I enjoyed it. You could get started micro betting on DraftKings by placing a $5 pregame money line bet, and you get $150 in bonus bets. You take those $150 in bonus bets, and you just ride the cash out wave with us. It's a pretty good time. So join the big league action now on DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the app and sign up with the Yanks. New customers can bet just $5 on any pregame money line and get $150 in bonus bets if their team wins. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with promo code Yanks. Someone in our live chat keeps leaving comments in it's like Japanese, and I can't read them, but I want to read them so bad.
Right.
So the first award we give out here.
Pride of the Yankees.
Pride of the Yankees.
Pride of the Yankees.
Yeah.
And since it's Sunday and I get to go first, I'll do the honorable and the gentlemanly thing, and I will give Pride of the Yankees to Gerrit Allen Cole.
Great pick. Great pick.
I think last episode when we were giving out awards, we kind of walked away like, dude, we didn't say anything about Cole. That's messed up. Now I'm making up for that. Maybe he got upset. 4 starts. What's his ERA? 0.79 or something like that now?
Yeah, 0.95, I think.
0.95 in his last 4 starts. The Yankees have won all 4 starts that he's given them. They got an off day tomorrow. I mean, no better way to go in the off day than not losing the series, saving your bullpen, getting the thing done. And he's smiling a lot. And BBD said he listened to the Yankees Magazine podcast where Cole admitted he's trying to not let little things bother him anymore and just smile. And we saw that happen today. Everyone noticed it. That's a thing. When, Oswaldo makes that catch and Cole smiles, and the booth is like, look at Cole.
Right.
He's been chipper. And then in his post game, everyone's like, look at how happy Cole is. This is a guy who's been the best at his craft probably his whole life. And we're all commenting on, and he looks happy too. That's how unhappy he used to look.
Man, I think we've now known Gerrit Cole since he was 29. The Yankees signed him before the 2020 season. He didn't have a kid yet, right? Like I think
like around the press conference,
Yeah.
they said like, we're having a baby.
This is a different Gerrit Cole than first came over, and we were like, kind of, who is this? Like, kind of nutty professor, white whale pitcher. And guess what? That's still there because his windup is so easy. I was blown away today at how easy his windup is. And man, his personality over these 4 years, he's changed. And I think for the better. And I don't know if it's age or children or baseball or all of it, but it's noticeable, and it's kind of why we started falling in love with him, like head over heels last year.
I have a question. Do you think
Sure.
the sticky stuff ban and him doing this post that, when he kind of became the centerfold of that problem, and now he's proving that he can pitch without it, and the spin rate's down from where it was? I got to check that. Do you think that's like a little more easygoing on his shoulders, as well as the big contract, the wife, the kids, a home, like being in the same spot for a while? I don't know. There's a lot of things going on that could lead to it.
I don't hate that. I mean, I think if you're Gerrit Cole, you were using sticky stuff because everyone was using sticky stuff. That he also could be like laughing that like, hey, like I can still pitch really good without that. And maybe that's where we get a little bit of that fun Gerrit Cole personality.
I'm for it. It's a fun way to lead the team. And yeah, I think last year it showed up the biggest when they were losing in August. He was the only one that was still, not the only one, I shouldn't say that, but he was funny, like, and brought levity to a terrible month of baseball. And gave me one of my favorite quotes, the good collective buy-in on Bubblegum.
Hey man, we also wrote it off because he's a little bit of a weird guy, because he brought the poster to the press conference and it was a whole thing. And, like, I don't know, Gerrit Cole, like, grew up kind of like in the Yankees. And
yeah, but now that Volpe's on the team, like,
right,
everyone else is out.
I know, but like, when you remember, it turned my head last year when he answered the Ron Guidry call, and he was very genuine. Like, I thought it was going to be like, hey, you passed Ron Guidry. Here he is, Gerrit. And he'd just be like, hey, Ron, thanks, man. He was like, Gerrit was kind of emotional. It was kind of cool.
Yeah. Nice being a Yankee.
He's really good.
Hasn't given up a homer yet this year.
No way. I didn't know that.
How about that, Jimbo?
I guess, yeah. Wow. Did you knock on wood?
Accidentally. My ring hit the wood.
I dare you to say that to Boone.
My ring hit the wood. And it
dare
made
you
a
to
big
open
noise.
up our conversation with Boone. Do you know Garrett hasn't given up a home run yet?
All right.
see how mad we can get him at baseball
Gleyber popped out
jinxes?
yet?
Gleyber popped out, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God. We blew it.
Who's your pride of the Yankees?
Well, Jimbo, I think luckily for everyone, I'll be high and tight. I'm going Domingo Herman. Hey, he's on this team. We've had a lot of conversations about it. There's been a lot of times where we were like, how have the Yankees not moved on for a lot of different reasons? He's on this team. He twirled a gem. He looked nasty. And yeah, I mean, it changed this whole series, right? Like, down 2-0, if Domingo threw a dud out there, my goodness, we'd be questioning everything. We would hate, like, Jhony Brito. We've been in love with Jhony Brito, but now there's some serious questions. Clark, there's been questions. Domingo, questionable, and then he does this, so he's kind of good for a minute. So I'll give it to Herman.
Yeah. Yeah. You hope you can, beyond the off the field stuff, that is something you can never root for or whatever. And he did a lot of interviews. We talked about it earlier this year about addressing that and saying the maturity and growing and trying to be a new person and all that. And I don't know. I don't know the guy. I never have. On the field, that was pretty dominant, and I like the way he handled the wash your hands stuff. He was smiling. He went out there and wasn't really fazed by all of it, and seeing like Rocco get ejected and making a big deal out of it, he seemed kind of cool. throughout it. And then, yeah, you needed a big outing because right now the staff is still light, incredibly light.
We, like, Brewer died for Brito's sins. Tough.
Yeah. He wasn't going to last long anyway, but yeah. Next up,
Yes.
it's a bad award.
You Yankee motherfucker.
Short and quick. Another very easy one for me on this Sunday. I'm just getting chalk picks. I'll go Jhony Brito.
Yeah.
That was bad.
That was bad.
That was real bad.
That was bad.
0.27
really bad start.
earned runs.
It's really bad.
Not good. So he's my MFer. And that's all. I don't even think we need to talk about that. Anyway, like, okay, you get another start because your first couple earned you another start, but now you've got all our attention.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough being a young ball player, man. How big is his next start for how Yankee fans view him?
Who's he going to be facing?
It's got to be
in this series,
the
right? So it'll be the
Angels.
Angels.
They can hit a little bit.
All right.
Yeah, tough for the kid.
We all saw what happened.
Maybe he'll be fresh, only through 34 pitches.
Yep.
Sure.
I like that spin.
Sure. That was
Who's your MFer?
That was a good MFer, Jim. I will go with. Man. You know what? I'm between two guys. I'll go Gleyber. He had a tough series.
What?
I know.
He's earned to not have it.
I know, but it was either in my head like him or Hicks, and I can't even stomach it right now. So like
Clay, watch the game we should have won.
Gley kind of likes getting MFers though, like he wants that to fuel him. So he was pretty lost in today's game, and even his one hit was that one that went under the first baseman's glove. So he could have very easily been 0 for 14 this series. And yeah, you're right. He's earned a lot of leash, but some tough ABs today.
I was deep diving into Gleyber because that ball goes under the first baseman's glove. He gets a hit. Michael Taylor made a nice diving play on a ball to center field that didn't get made in Cleveland when they played the Guardians. Straw missed it.
Mild flaws.
And he's had a lot of really weak hits because he's bat to ball Gleyber. Like his chase rate is relatively the same as last year, but his chase contact is way higher. It's like higher than MLB average too. So he's swinging, and I believe it's because he's not taking his home run or bust swing, because with the shift regulations and new baseball, you can get rewarded for just putting the ball in play. And some didn't go his way this series that went his way the last couple series, because I was thinking like he's had some solid hits for sure. His homers have been short porch jobs. He had a couple hits over the outfielders, but most of his hits, majority, are in front of the outfielders. And it's because he's like going bat to ball skill.
Right.
So when that one got past the first baseman, I was like, oh. And then I looked it up, and yeah, Michael Taylor made a nice running play. So I think if that falls, and there was another one, but yeah, he's had a bunch. One of his hits was off of Taijuan Walker's glove that he botched, and then he went. So I don't know if that's a good or bad thing on Gleyber, but it's a different approach that I appreciate. He's putting the ball in play.
Hey, man, I know analytics don't love this, but it's, 100 years of baseball, they used to say, put the ball in play, good things happen. And I believe in that in some spirit,
You didn't want to go Holmes?
Could have went Holmes. The chat wanted me to go Holmes. I don't know. I mean,
That's what I thought.
I like, again, maybe this is even more rude, but like, I was more surprised by Gleyber's performance than Clay's.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess so. I guess that's more rude.
It's a little more rude.
I don't
Clay's got one already.
disagree with you.
Clay's,
What's Clay's whip?
when a little bit Chad Green effect. Like when Clay Holmes blows one, it's gonna be in a big moment and it's gonna stand out more.
Sure. I just don't think he's looked sharp.
I mean,
Coming off the Guardians one.
yeah, 2 walks
That
in
was the
that
last 2.
appearance.
2 walks, yeah. And a hit by pitch in that one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, last up.
Mm.
Regular old awards, which are brought to you by MLB 9 Innings. MLB 9 Innings has a wide variety of game modes, from league mode. You play through a season to live player versus player. Jake hit a home run with Aaron Judge, his very first attempt on this very show. They have over 2,000 player cards to collect and use your dream roster. The most up-to-date rosters, team logos, ballparks, and uniforms, and they're introducing new historic players to MLB 9 Inning roster. Larry Walker, Walter Johnson, Hank Aaron, Mike Schmidt, Trevor Hoffman, Jackie Robinson, Roberto Clemente, Jim Thome, Dyke Cobb, Carl Hubble, and Lefty Grove.
Oh,
Jake loves playing this game, and so will you. Download and play MLB 9 Innings 23 today with the link in the description. MLB 9 Innings 23.
I just flew out to Wright with Oswaldo. And then IKF just flew out to Wright too. So tough.
Tough.
What's your first award?
I'm going to give out the Wandy Mode Award.
And I get to guess.
Yeah.
You're gonna call me old fashioned, but I'll guess Wandy.
Come on. Are you serious? Why would I do that? It's not Wandy. It's wrong. Do you want another guess?
Damn it.
You think I'm just going to give you a layup?
I
You don't have
hate
a
when you
voice?
give me the bonus guess. No. I'm banning bonus guesses.
It goes to Volpe.
Oh, yeah.
I think this kid likes high leverage. I mean, think about like the opening series. He got 2 hits. He got on base. Eyes were on him. Then it settles down, goes on the road trip. It's not looking great. They put him lead off, pops one off the wall. They put him lead off again, hits a homer. They put him lead off again, 2 hits, a walk, stolen bases. I think this kid's got a little Wandy in him. We're like, oh, games that don't matter? Not interested. Every game I've played my whole life has been an attempt to get to the big leagues, and I've been like, they've mattered. So I don't know. Just a little theory I'm running by you. But it seems like this kid likes when things matter. Spring training competition. Oh, Peraza's called up. I'll get on base 3 out of 4 times today. Competition's back on. That's how I see it. I'll steal 7,000 bases.
I mean,
he stole 4 bases this series. He had a 333 batting average this series in the 4 games, 467 on base in this series.
He's
3 walks, 4 hits,
7 stolen bases on the year. So that's on pace for quick math BBD.
Sorry, I wasn't listening. Stanton has a grade 2 strain.
Grade 2 hamstring. Volpe's on track for like 70 steals this year. We'll see if that keeps up. The crazy part is it could. Like normally we would tell you, I don't think Higgy's going to hit 70 homers this year. Maybe he does, but the kid might swipe that many backs. He's done it in the minors. And yeah, Paul O'Neill, Jack Curry, they were all on. It's looking a little more comfy, huh? Like the light bulb's starting to click a little more that there might be a Volpe wave coming that would be pretty exciting. The swings are looking better. And yeah, I think the kid likes a moment, Jim.
Yeah, I went to Baseball Reference. Beebs, I still got the logo on my face.
Oh, my bad.
Tough.
Bad.
Ad.
I looked at Baseball Reference leverage, which I don't love, but I'll share it with you guys if you're
Sure.
interested. He has had 3 plate appearances in high leverage according to this. 2 strikeouts and an out. 0 for 3. But he's had 34 plate appearances in low leverage, and the numbers aren't great at all. He's had 14 plate appearances in medium leverage, and he's got a 978 OPS compared to his 538 in low leverage. Those numbers that I read mean nothing and shouldn't be thought about, but they support the theory I'm presenting slightly, so I shared them.
Right. Okay. Do we need to talk about him smiling in the press conference? I know some people wanted to treat that very Yankee-like they lost, but he hit his first homer. He had like a smiley, happy first homer presser, and some people were like, hey, man, the Yankees lost. Do you care at all?
More than I want to.
Okay. I love it, Jim. I love it.
I don't care.
But
would I have loved it
right
if he wasn't smiling?
Yeah. We both would have.
If he wasn't smiling and he said something like, I don't care, we lost.
Right.
Wish it would have been better if we won. I would have loved it. I would have retweeted that. I would have talked about it. I would have brought it up as a award. I would have loved it. He's smiling, happy for him. He's a kid. He's playing for his team of his life. He deserves to be happy, and he deserves to smile. And it's just like nothing of note. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not mad, but I would have loved the competitor in him if he was like, fuck that. Don't give a shit.
Right.
Just want to win the game. But it's not upset. It's just I would have promoted the other as like, yeah. So I guess, and I fully understand people don't have the same thought process. So I'm not like harping on him at all or anything.
No,
But he's a very smiley kid. Like very smiley. He's a kid who's playing like he's still living a dream right now.
And the thing about his smile, and hey, maybe we're going too far, maybe we're not. If he is who he is, who we've seen some signs of, man, that smile is going to be iconic. So I get it. Everything you just said, I kind of echo, but I think he's a smiley guy, and I think we're going to see that smile a lot for the next 15 years. So I'm good with all of it.
Yeah. What about Sterling's call?
I mean, it's what I thought it was going to be.
That's what I tweeted. Everyone predicted that one.
I don't know, man. To get into John Sterling's head, to let him know that, like, hey, this could be the next great Yankee, and your call is going to be a part of their life. And he hits him with that. I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder if we're in an era of like, well, those calls don't stick.
Funny guy.
But did they ask Volpe if he liked it?
I don't know. I didn't see
I certainly didn't see a quote.
Because, I mean, Volpe's a Yankees guy, right? So he had to be excited a little bit.
For sure. He has a text chat with his friends and he's like, what the fuck does it mean?
But that's all. I mean, that's John Sterling,
Yep.
At least this Italian call is for a player that is Italian, so that's a step in the right direction.
Nailed that part.
He doesn't give a shit. So I have to research that.
That's just happenstance.
All right, Jay, what's your first award?
Jimbo, I'm going to give the Play to Your Number award.
Rizzo.
It is not going to Anthony
Franchi.
Rizzo. It's not going It's not going to Franchi.
And it's not going to Rizzo?
And it's not going to Rizzo.
Give up.
It is going to Aaron Judge, if you're familiar with him, Jim. He had a 45-game on-base streak that came to an end. Hey, great streak. Snaps for Judge. We love that. Guess how many streaks?
I'm with O'Neill that multiple season streaks.
Guess how many streaks during the live ball era have gone 45 games or longer?
99.
99, Jim. Played to his number.
What is this award? Is this just a fun stat you found that you want to talk about?
Jim, we talk about the Yankees. Yes, that's the whole show.
Okay.
His hit streak
so
came to an end.
98 other guys. It happened 98 other times, and now it's 99.
Yes, and that's the number he wears.
Cool. Good stuff.
Full tilt. Happened this series. The whole show.
It ended this series.
Right.
Yeah. What did he do this series? I don't even know.
Aaron
Kind of a blind
Judge.
spot. Oh, not great.
Yeah. 3 walks.
3 walks, 1 RBI, 2 hits.
3 runs. We like that.
Yeah.
For Aaron Judge, that's just not what we've come to expect from him.
Ooh.
You got
Two
your
guys I want
okay.
to chat. What?
Your last and final award.
Yeah.
Thinking.
The BAA award.
You gonna give out your first double of the year?
No, I couldn't compare them. I only do that when I'm the last. The Be an Athlete award.
I'm excited that you're gonna talk about Jose Trevino.
I'm not. I'm talking about Nestor Cortes because I just think he needs to be talked about. He made another play off the mound where he got it done, and I just always scream in my head, under this body there is an athlete. I know we sell shirts that have that on there, but also just an awesome phrase that he said once and has stuck with me.
Yeah.
And the Nestor roller coaster is still going, man. I mean, he's nasty. He didn't even do, I was trying to get Katie's attention. Like, hey, watch if he does any he didn't do any trickery on the mound, really.
Yeah.
He was just a straight up pitcher dealing, hitting you on the inside, outside, up, down. The curve got a lot going, and the home run was it was a porch job. I think it was a unicorn by Correa, which I'm not upset about, but I do think that helps Nestor's case and how he pitched.
7 innings, man, in a lot of series that could get you a pride. ERA sitting at 2.6 in 3 good starts. I'm mad that he doesn't get a win in his win-loss column because I'm going to ride that bet all year. But, yeah, dude, Nestor.
Yeah, but I mean, after Brito goes 0.2,
right,
you need the next guy to go deep. And then it starts a train where you went, all right, Nestor goes 7, Domingo 6.1, Cole goes 9. Like, let's keep it going. But, man, he's fun to watch. The pitch clock, he was quick. He he was one of the one that was around the time anyway. But, like, watching it in person, it didn't seem like it was even something that was going to come up.
He makes plays, man. He'd be a great warehouse athlete.
Yeah. Yeah.
Creative. Agile.
What was that play? Did he get hit in the bare hand?
I'll rewatch it again.
Because I was there, and they didn't show it on they played it on the Jumbotron, I kind of missed it.
Just a horrible Google by me.
Oh.
Just typed in Nestor play.
Okay, what came up? I was thinking about the name Nestor and Gleyber and how they're kind of weird names.
Okay, they are. I mean,
Gleyber's one of one. His parents said they named him a name they'd never heard before.
Right. Nestor's a name, right?
There's other
Nestor's a-
Nestors.
Yeah.
I don't think that means it's a good name.
There's been 3 Nestors that have played baseball. Nestor Cortes, Nestor Chavez, and Nestor Lambertus.
Who's that guy?
Played in
Stink?
1929.
Was he good?
He played 1 season, 23 games, and he had a 306 batting average. So, excuse me. He played baseball. He was on the Cuban Star East team.
All right, good for him.
So that's what I've got on him, I guess.
I'm watching the single now. Nestor almost knocked it down, almost got there, but didn't. And then it was Edouard Julian where Nestor kind of went down, got it. And he like shot putted it to first. Oh, dude, Wandy, when he got the last out of the inning, he threw the ball to Rizzo so slow. Like he intentionally picked up the ball and threw it to Rizzo to make the out. As slow as I've seen someone throw a ball, and then stuck the landing. This was probably on TV where he like paused
Yes.
and stuck the landing, and then Rizzo threw the ball back to him because the inning was over, and he immediately chucked it as hard as he could in the stands. And it was just, he's just a showman, ultimate showman.
Yeah, is he? I was gonna say, is he? He's like a throwback showman, like that we would hear stories that people would talk about, and we're living it. We're living it every day with Wandy.
Yes. All right, your final award.
James, my final award is the Chaos is a Ladder award.
The Chaos is a Ladder award.
Chaos is a Ladder.
I feel like you're giving it to like Peraza.
Ooh.
You've been doing like future awards, but I mean, if I had to name people I think I would want you to be giving an award to, I'd just say DJ.
Well, you guessed Peraza. It's DJ. So no points in the ledger, unfortunately.
Well, I think I said I want to guess Peraza, but and then I guess DJ.
I think you guessed Peraza, and then you're like, well, you've been doing these future awards. We'll check the tapes.
Yep. Check the ledger.
James DJ, who I'm a DJ guy. I think he is the straw that stirs the drink a little bit.
Oh wow.
In games he's played this year, the Yankees are 8-3. In games he's started, excuse me. In the other games, the Yankees are 2-3. So hey, small sample. But DJ was hitting the ball with crazy exit velo today, every at bat. He looks great. And I think, like you've been alluding to, and we've seen in recent games, the Yankees' dream lineup no longer has DJ at the top of it. The Yankees want Anthony Volpe to be their leadoff man come October.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that this one had to do with Stanton being out. I think as soon as Donaldson's back, it's going to be DJ Judge, Rizzo, Gleyber Donaldson, Gleyber 4, Donaldson 5. Again, I don't like that, but
right. Yeah, I think the conversation I started and where you went to are slightly different. Like I think the Yankees are still gonna run down.
about their dream lineup.
I think their dream lineup come the end of the year. I think it's April. They're still gonna mess around with Donaldson and all sorts of different rest days and lineups and mix it up. We know that's what they do. I think with these Volpe leadoff games, I think they're showing their hand a little bit that they want him to be up there.
Well, they trust him up there, and if he stays getting on base the way he has, then absolutely, because the on base and the stolen base is amazing. If DJ can play at 5 hole without messing up other people, then yeah, definitely. But it's just, what are they going to do with Donaldson? Because they want him 5, but we'll see. See if they change that. What's Volpe's on base after this game?
309. But
Which isn't great, but it's over 100 points higher than his batting average. So if the batting average climbs, that should climb too.
yeah, the batting average will climb. That will level things out a little bit. But yeah, man, he's seeing pitches. It feels like it's coming. Paulio's on it. Jack Curry's on it. And yeah, his speed at the top is menacing. I think a mistake got made to Judge today because they were thinking about Volpe on first, and Judge just missed it as that warning track ball. That, yeah, and I think on top of that, we saw in the third inning when Rizzo scores on DJ's RBI single, we saw Rizzo stay in on an outside curveball and flip it the other way. And then Gleyber comes up, who, tough series, but think about the at-bats he's been having. That Yankees middle of the lineup that they've wanted to retool from home run or bust, I think we saw a chunk of that today, and I think that's where they want to get.
Yeah, Rizzo's been on fire. I mean, his batting average is awesome, and he's hit home runs as well. I mean, I don't know how sustainable it is, but anything close to that is going to be awesome. DJ even had a loud out to center in this game. Like, he just making hard contact, which was great. Stanton was fucking crushing the ball, but he's out for a month now. And if Volpe can get going, if Gleyber can get back to form, and this just as a one-off series, you do have a lot of more looks than you've had before with Rizzo. Rizzo really going back to just putting the ball in play, having great at bats because the shift helps him. I mean, he had a single in this series. That is an absolute out in a game,
right?
2 that I was at. That they can find their way into a more balanced. I think it's more shift regulation that's leading them than anything else. Yeah. But that's what happened, and it's looking nice. I mean, Bader's going to come back too soon, so eventually that's a fun lineup.
Yeah.
Take Bader instead of Franchi. Some balls that I think outfielders catch that aren't being caught.
Yeah. When's Bader's rehab games this week?
I think end of this week we're expecting.
Who was in center field? Was it yesterday? Was it Judge?
Today was Judge. Yesterday was Judge.
Yeah.
The day before that was Judge.
So I guess it had to be Judge. There's like a ball in center, and someone said, like, I think Bader catches that. I was like, yeah, I think so. And then there was a ball in left, the first hit of Cole's game. Someone's like, do you think Oswaldo or someone else catches that? And I'm like, I don't know, because we just have this bad vibe around Hicks.
Yeah.
He could be running full speed, and it would look like he's jogging, I think.
Yeah.
It's kind of just always the way he's moved.
He played that ball like it was batting practice.
Yeah, it was Gerrit Cole's first hit he gave up today.
Yeah.
It lands in front of Hicks, and I do think it very much depends on where the outfielder was standing. Like if
I forget if there's no outs, you want to just keep him on first. You don't want that ball to roll past you. But that's where all our brain is going, right?
And
it's just like
with Hicks, I mean, you just can't grade him on a fair scale right now. All his last 2 strikeouts ended with him like throwing his helmet down at the plate. That, yeah, man, Donaldson comes back soon. Bader probably the next week. I know there's still some Willie Calhouns, and I think we're talking about it with Boone a little bit, but yeah, man. I mean, Hicks is
Peraza down when Donaldson comes back, and then Calhoun down when Bader comes
probably
back.
Calhoun for Bader. That's what makes the most sense.
Got a week to get hot,
and then
Franchi goes to the bench. And then the infield goes back to a rotation.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
KF's on the team.
That stuff's interesting. Well, next episode we'll talk to Booney about his ejection, the pine tar rosin stuff, Stanton IL. I don't know, tons of stuff. And probably something will happen on Tuesday. Or no, you know what? There's not a game until we talk to him, right?
No game. We'll see if any gossip leaks out between now and then. But yeah, no game. So we'll be fresh with Booney with all of these thoughts.
That's easier. Cool. Awesome. I gotta go check my whole basement for bees, I guess.
I'm gonna go search for my voice. Thanks to everyone that had to listen to this.
Got better as you went. I think you just got to talk through it.
I just found a better lane. This lane.
It works.
Go Yanks. Tell them, Grams.
Go Yankees.
Let's go Yankees! Let's go Yankees! Let's go